Mike Cernovich Danger and play Gorilla Mindset with America's puppy, Julius. Julius, what is going on today? Should Donald Trump legalize marijuana, medical marijuana? Should Donald Trump, I say yes. I say yes that Donald Trump should commit to decriminalizing medical marijuana. What do you say about that? Julius, am I a pothead? Julius, am I a pothead? No. Have you ever seen me smoke marijuana, Julius? No, that's right. Yeah, I don't use marijuana. A lot of people need it. That's the whole thing. I'm like Mr. fucking, like, I like to be like this, hyped, nuts. I like to be a madman, okay? I personally don't use marijuana, but there are a lot of people who it helps them treat pain, anxiety. Look, I'm not going to go over that. If you think marijuana should be criminalized, then look, I'm not going to insult you, but yeah, but I'll insult you. If you think marijuana should be a crime, if you think medical marijuana shouldn't be allowed for people to use medical marijuana, then yeah, you're just a bad person. If you think we should have statins, cholesterol lowers, if we give little boys Ritalin, alcohol, tobacco, cigarettes, vapes. Look, if you're not smart enough to realize that most of the drugs that Big Pharma is giving us aren't helping people, opiate addiction. We now have a crisis where people are ODing on opiates like heroin and pills poppers. Big Pharma's turning people into pills poppers. So yeah, there's no reason in the world that marijuana should not be available for medicinal purposes. Now, a lot of people say they aren't personally down with marijuana. Yeah, I don't smoke marijuana. I don't smoke weed. The only drug, I use nootropics, brain boosters. I like to be more conscious. Well, I've used DMT and psychedelics and ayahuasca and other things. But, so me personally, I'm not down with Mary Jane. I haven't smoked it in probably 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, I'm not down with Mary Jane. I would rather eat a can of sardines and protein powder. You know, that's sort of my thing. Or modafinil or ayahuasca, whatever. But the whole point is, listen to the hypocrisy of me, right? Well, I would never smoke marijuana because that is terrible. However, I had an iced coffee, for breakfast, and I took brain boosters to make myself smarter, and, I drink wine with friends, and, oh yeah, but marijuana, that is just, beyond the pale. No, I don't smoke it. I don't smoke it, and a lot of people, a lot of weed heads crack me up because they say, well, I'm not addicted to marijuana. I just like it so much that I smoke it every day. I talk about it every day. I say, well, that would be a great place to get high. I talk to other people about using weed. Yeah, there are a lot of weed heads, so I don't buy into the whole, pot isn't, there's weed heads. There are people who are weed heads. It'd be like me, I drink coffee. I'm not like, oh, so where do you like to drink coffee? Oh, my God, this one time I drank coffee at this cafe, and whoa, you wouldn't believe how good the coffee was. It was, some potent coffee. I was like, whoa. And, I woke up so tired, but, man, when I had my coffee, it was just, no, they're weed heads. So I'm not apologizing for fucking weed heads. If you're a weed head, that's fine. We all have our thing. But, yeah, when people say, here's my big thing. It doesn't annoy me that you're a weed head. It annoys me when weed heads won't just say, yeah, I'm a weed head, I like to smoke weed. I talk about weed all the time. I think it's amazing. And I'm just say I'm a fucking weed head. But don't be like, oh, well, how dare people suggest that they're weed heads and that, there are people who can't function without marijuana. How dare they? Oh, my God, I just smoked some really good. Whoa, that stuff was so good. But yeah, just don't lie, okay? On the other hand, the hardest person in the world to be honest with is yourself. So the flip side to that is that A lot of people who are weed heads just don't want to admit it. So I think that we should, I think that if Trump endorses marijuana, as other people have suggested, for medicinal purposes, then Hillary wins the election. If Trump endorses marijuana for medical purposes and promises, or at the very least promises to decriminalize it for medical purposes, it's a landslide. It would be a landslide for Trump. It would just, Colorado would be his state. You know, he'd pick up votes in California. If Trump came out in favor of medicinal marijuana, well, he kind of has, kind of hasn't, then it would completely... Well, I think Trump should completely decriminalize marijuana, but in life you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you just might get what you need, okay? You can quote me on that. In life, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, then you might just find you get what you need, okay? So, yeah, marijuana should be legalized 100%, you know, duh. To me, that's like, duh. But you can't always get you just can't always get what you want, right? You can't just always get full legalization, you know? So you can't complain. You can't complain because somebody doesn't go all the way where you want them to go. Just be, you know, you get what you need. Just like a lot of the issues right now that the gay rights movement is having is, so the gays got it all. You know, legalized marriage, full civil rights, you know, they're all on every TV show. The gay people are actually now overrepresented in media. If you polled most people and said, how many people do you think are gay? People would probably say 1 in 4, because every TV show now has to have gay people on them. So there aren't that many gay people, actually. It's around 3 to 5% of the population. So gay people, like, they won, but now they're saying, well, if you have a penis, you should be able to go pee in the same bathroom as little girls. Well, okay, like, you can't always get what you want, which is you want to pee with your penis in front of little girls. You can't get what you want, but you do have what you need: voting rights, you know, the rights to do whatever you want to do other than peeing around little girls. But now what they're saying is, well, we should be able to whip our penises out in front of little children, little girls, right? And now there's a backlash where people are just saying, you know what, I can't support any gay rights. So that's the whole point. The whole point is with marijuana, it should all be decriminalized. But if just today you say decriminalize marijuana, you're going to get a lot of resistance, because there's a lot of people in the DEA and the federal government who make a living through our drug laws. That's just reality. You don't have to like reality, but you do have to work within reality. So what you do then is you say, okay, we can't get marijuana decriminalized, which is what I want, but medical marijuana, people need it. There are people who need it. So you can get what you need. That's life. That's why if you try sometime, you might find that you will get what you need, even though you can't always get what you want. So remember that. That's where people make a lot of mistakes. Focus on, right, let's just get what you need, versus you can't always get what you want. So yeah, I say Donald Trump should definitely decriminalize marijuana, but why fight that? If you fight that, then you're not going to get anything. Right? It's the same thing with, like I said, the gay rights movement. You just, in victory, know when to stop. Right? If you're going to get what you need, don't throw a fit because you can't get what you want. Right? That's why people say you might lose law and order supporters. Right? If you say completely decriminalize marijuana, then you're going to lose a lot of law and order voters. I know all this. You're telling me things that I know. That's why I said medical marijuana. At least I hope I did. Did I say medical marijuana? I meant to say medical marijuana. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, I said legalize medical marijuana. I said it, guys. I don't even know, man. Like, this is in the Periscope topic. Should real Donald Trump support legalizing medical marijuana? And more topics. You're not going to lose the law and order. Yeah, come on, guys. Read what I say before you argue with me. Unless you just want to troll me. I think a lot of times people play dumb just to troll me. I think people have kind of found out the way that you troll me is that if you personally insult me, it doesn't really bother me. But if you're just dumb, that is like my trigger. It's like you're just stupid. Because when stupid people read me, I'm like, it is insulting for me to have stupid people read me. I don't want them reading me or watching my Periscopes. So now I have to watch out because a lot of people, they realize that that's really the only thing that annoys me is to have dumb questions. So people now ask me stupid questions to troll me. So, but now that I know that, I'll just, you got to remember, the trolls are always going to be one step ahead of you. Trolls know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing when I goof on people. So, but now I know. Now they figured out. How are you doing, huh? So we took Julius today to the other points. People want me to talk about something else. Let's talk about Julius. We took Julius today to the vet for his vaccinations. Julius now has a microchip. Do you have your dogs microchipped? So there's something you can get at a vet, and you should get done, is if you do have a dog, they inject just a little microchip. It isn't a GPS, and then that way, if your dog gets loose, they just scan its RFID, and then if your dog ends up in a shelter, then they scan it, and then you register it. So, yeah, so we got Julius microchip today, which is a little RFD, because if the little guy gets out, Julius is a fearless little guy, and he likes to get out, man. He's a wild man. So Julius is we call him Fearless Julius because he has no fear, and you need to have a little bit of fear in life. Yeah, so you get your dog microchipped, and then if somebody finds your dog or if your dog is stolen, a lot of times that collar, what happens a lot of times is people will steal your dogs, and when they steal your dog, they'll take the collar off. But the kind of scumbags who steal your dogs are irresponsible degenerates. So they'll steal your dog, take the collar off, and then they can't feed the dog or they get tired of the dog, and then they just let the dog go or dump the dog somewhere. So then your dog ends up in an animal shelter, and there's no collar on your dog. And if you don't have your dog, it's RFID chip, guys. Well, eventually the government's you're not going to RFID me. It's different. But no, people do steal dogs. It's just, again, it's reality. So then you have the RFID chip in the dog. So if they steal your dog, if your dog ends up in a shelter, then that's the end of the road. That is the end of the road. But people do steal a lot of dogs. That's just the reality. So Fearless Julius got his RFID chip installed today. That way, if he is stolen, and by the way, if you do steal my dog, I can't make threats on the internet, so I won't. But if you stole my dog, I would use means other than Twitter. Let's just put it this way. If you steal my dog or fucked with my dog in any way, shape, or form, I wouldn't just make a hashtag around you. We'll just say that. You would find out if I really knew the kind of people that I claim to know. We'll just put it that way. I claim to know people. So if anybody ever messed with my dog, they would find out if I know the people that I claim to know. So that isn't going to happen. So yeah, we got a microchip. You definitely need to get your dog microchipped. If you don't already, it's just a real simple thing. They just poke it right there, and then if he ends up in a shelter, yeah, we'll talk about WikiLeaks in a minute. We'll talk about other stuff, but you know what? I like my dog. So that's just, you got to realize with these Periscopes, nobody's paying for me to do a Periscope. I don't sell advertisements. And you know what I like to do? I like to hang out at my house. Here's what I like to do. This man on the internet that everybody, thinks is a crazy guy. I've done all the partying in Vegas, Miami, Paris, London, New York, blah, blah, blah. It's all done, by the way. If you've never partied big, you're not going to listen to me. I was thinking today, actually, when I was taking a shower, it's kind of like the gift and the curse of being a human. The curse of being a human is that you can't really learn on an emotional level from me. I can tell you that I've been to all the hottest party spots. And that, you know what, they're all kind of the same. It's a loud club going, oons, 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 wherever you go. Same in Miami, same in Chicago, same in New York. And you got people tripping all over each other, pretending to like the music that they don't. If you like good music, get good headphones, you get a system, right? People are like, oh my God, I go for the music. No, you don't. You can buy headphones. that are way better than anything you're going to hear at the club. You want to meet other people, but people tripping over each other, people are doing drugs, drama, girls melt down at like 3 a.m. and just start screaming for no reason. Guys want to get in fights. But I can tell you all this, but if you've never done it, you're just not going to believe me. That's why it's like the curse. But the gift of that same thing, right? Because everything is a gift and a curse. The gift is that you can enjoy life even though you're not living a novel experience. So take pregnancy, for example, right? Sean is pregnant. There have been 50 billion children born in the world. But every woman, tell me, yes or no, if you've had a child, did it matter to you that 50 billion babies have been born in the world? Or did your own pregnancy feel like a special, unique event that had impact on you and that moved you as a person? The same thing as if you're like a father. Nobody says, oh yeah, 50 billion people have been born, so having a kid was a meaningless thing to me, So that's kind of the blessing of it too, is even though you are doing something other people have experienced, you can still enjoy it. But the curse of that is you can never really learn from other people. So even though I give advice to people, people are ultimately going to do what they're going to do, which is why I don't take it personally when people don't listen to me. I don't get angry when people disagree with me. Because people, you can't, I can tell you, hey guys, don't waste your money going to the clubs. It's not fulfilling. But until you've done it and realized that it's the biggest scam ever perpetuated on people, then you're never going to really understand that. That's like so many things in life. So the same thing too. I have a puppy. I've had dogs before, and this is great, I would rather, so the point is, that seemed like a digression, but the point is, what do I like to do? I like to go to cafes and write. I like to hang out. Shauna's at yoga, prenatal yoga. I like to hang out with Shauna, and I like to hang out with my dog. I like to travel and mountain climb, and I do fun stuff too, but, for the most part, one week out of the month I travel and do a lot of crazy stuff. But for the most part, this is what I like to do, man. Hang out with my dog. So when I do these Periscopes, if you don't like them, just don't do it, because I'm just living my life, I'm living my life, hanging out with my dog. He got vaccinated. How you doing? You doing okay? So he got vaccinated. He's got microchipped. And this is a good dog, Aussie Doodle. Half Labradoodle, half Australian Shepherd. Are you hot? Is it hot in here? Yeah, okay. We'll get the fan on for you. All right, so what else is going on in the news? What else is going on? There's been more WikiLeaks stuff. Oh, congratulations, your baby is Christmas Eve. Congratulations. No, people are saying I'm high. I don't smoke weed, guys. The only drugs I had today was iced coffee, and then now I'm drinking almond milk, playing with my puppy. That's just what I do. Yeah. So what we need to have happen is everybody agrees Trump needs to legalize medical marijuana, and you know what else Trump needs to do? Trump needs to have a press conference where he reads WikiLeaks. How high on life is it, guys? So, you want to go down, little guy? So, how cool would this be? Imagine. If you thought I was high before, boy, you're really going to think I'm high now, because why hasn't Trump done this? The WikiLeaks stuff is massive. It's devastating. We got collusion in the media. We got Hillary Clinton, rotten Hillary Clinton, admitting that Saudi Arabia funds ISIS, but meanwhile, rotten Hillary takes $25 million from the Saudis to Clinton. Like, we got her, man. We got the fucking rotten Hillary. We got her. Media's not going to cover it. Media's not going to cover it. So what does Trump need to do? Here's what Trump needs to do. 3 cameras. 3 cameras. 1 Facebook Live, 1 YouTube, 1 Periscope. And he needs to read WikiLeaks. Trump could reach 10, 20, 30 million people with the power of his Periscope, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live. And run them all simultaneously. Run all of them live simultaneously. Now, a lot of people saying look, a lot of people say, I'm going to give you a marketing lesson, branding lesson. A lot of people say Trump should do a professionally produced thing and do what? Where are you gonna push it out from? Where are you gonna push it out from? Where are you gonna post it? Do you know what people love? Tell me what you love. Live content. Would you be more likely to watch Trump live, read the WikiLeaks, or to watch some little infomercial that he had done and produced and pushed to social media? You want to watch it live, man. Live is so much more fun. That's why Trump's rallies do so much more attendance than his speeches. You want to watch it live. So making a dumb infomercial, hiring a production crew, you don't need to do any of that. Trump Tower. Imagine this. And you could do a little trailer. Trump Tower. Donald Trump live, reading WikiLeaks. Live on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook. 3 cameras simultaneously. So the Periscope people can watch you on Periscope. Facebook people on Periscope. The YouTube people can watch you on YouTube. Don't even invite the media to do it. Fuck the media. Fuck them. Don't even make them cover it through your social platforms. Talk about a fuck you to the media. Trump scope that shit. Trump vision it. Trump vision. That's what we're calling this. Operation Trump Vision. Why? Because Trump is a visionary, and it's like television. Trump Vision. That would be the most watched social media thing ever. People would be glued to their TVs. Live fucking TV. Can you imagine that? Trump live on every channel reading WikiLeaks. Man, Trump Vision. That would be badass, right? That would be badass. And millions of people would watch. Not only would millions of people watch, but all of his social media platforms would get a boost from the new people watching. So he would grow a subscriber base. He would grow everything. And the media would have to cover it. Because you would have 20 million people glued to their computers and their iPhones and their iPads and their Samsungs and their tablets and whatever people have. It would be like the Super Bowl of politics. Because we know the hoaxing media is not going to cover it. We know the hoaxing media is not going to cover the WikiLeaks. Right? We know they're not going to. And by the way, this idea, credit where it's due. Although that I've said Trump needed to do more with Facebook Live and Twitter Live and Periscope Live, one of you actually had the idea of having reading WikiLeaks. That wasn't even mine. So I'm going to give the credit to the person who came up with the idea. This isn't my idea. It was my idea to do the social stuff, but the reading WikiLeaks, we always give credit where it's due. So let's talk about, okay, Jane Spillane. JANE _ SPILLANE. Jane Spillane said, at Real Donald Trump, you will win if you buy half-hour TV airtime and read most damaging WikiLeaks docs. MSM, hoaxing media, won't cover since they are involved. Great idea, Jane Spillane. JANE _ SPILLANE. Jane Spillane. Great idea, Jane Spillane. But we combined it with my idea using social. Don't buy the airtime. Don't give the hoaxing media money. No. So great idea, Jane Spillane. This is why we fucking kick everybody's asses. Her idea is great. My idea is great. Combine them together and you have synergy. Right? Synergy is such like a cliche. That is actual synergy. Usually people just use synergy to be like, oh, we had a good conversation. That was quite synergistic. No, this is actual synergy. My idea of using Facebook Live Periscope, YouTube to push stuff is great. Her idea to have Trump buy airtime to read WikiLeaks is great. Combine them, and that's better than the sum total of the parts. That's a tremendous idea. That is tremendous. So I'm actually going to retweet that to the top of my timeline. So I tagged Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. and I said, President Real Donald Trump. I call him President Real Donald Trump. Why? Because it pisses people off. And pissing people off is attention. I said, President Real Donald Trump, this is a great idea. Go live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. Millions will see. Talk about, like, wow, right? So Jane Spillane, JANE_SPILLANE. Great idea, Jane Spillane. Combine that with my great idea, and now we have a tremendous idea. And that is why we fucking win. The reason we win is because we're not high-paid consultants, so we don't have to compete. So here's what a lot of people don't realize about this whole politics and why it's corrupt. If I worked for the GOP and Jane Spillane worked for the GOP, then Jane Spillane would say, Donald Trump, we need to produce a thing of you, and we need to buy airtime, and we need to do this and that, and pay me money and pay that, and production crew, and da-da-da-da-da, you know? And then I would say, no, that's the wrong idea, Donald. You need to do what I say, which is this, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, and then we just argue with each other because it's all about the money, right? It's all about the money. So, hold on a sec. Wow, I have some devoted Hillary stalkers tonight. So we compete with each other because we're trying to just get paid. But because this is all grassroots, we just say, your idea is good, my idea is good, now we combine it, we have a tremendous idea. Nobody cares, and there's no egos, right? It's just about making America great again. That is all that it's about, making America great again. And that's what we can do, right? That's what we can do. Get Trump vision. We got to get Trump vision. Get him. 3 cameras, Facebook, and that won't cost anything. Trump likes to save money, so do I. Why don't I have a production crew? Because I don't waste money. I don't waste fucking money. Don't waste a penny. So just get 3 different cameras or however your computer's set up, and then stream it 3 separate ways. And watch. I mean, he'll have so many viewers that Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, they might crash. And then you have another story. You got to think of news cycles, right? Boom, boom, boom. This is how we think about the world. Layers. Trump reading WikiLeaks through social. That right there, direct to the people. But now the media has to cover that Trump is reading WikiLeaks to the people. So now they got to talk about WikiLeaks. 2 stories. So many people are going to watch that it's going to crash Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Now you have 3 stories for free. 3 stories. Right there. $50 million and free publicity right there. The story itself is Trump going directly to the readers, millions of people, making them talk about WikiLeaks. Then the press has to cover that happening. And then when he crashes their systems, now they can say, Trump has so many supporters that Facebook and Twitter and YouTube can't even keep up. And now people are more excited. People are more enthusiastic. People are more hyped. Then people know the media's lying. People know that the polls aren't right. You see? Layers. Layers, and everything I do is multi-layers. It isn't just do this, go direct to the people. We're also thinking about spinning out. You have a whole week of media coverage. You got a whole week of press just from that. And this isn't expecting Trump. Trump is like me. Trump is a natural entertainer. I am better on Periscope than I am on YouTube or anywhere else. I am better when people shit talk me and I shit talk back and where I'm just pulling stuff up. That is where I excel. That is where Trump excels. You got to know your strength too. So that's where Trump excels. So it won't cost any money for him to do it. Stream it all live. And all he's got to do is put on a suit, a red tie, a little bit of makeup, a little bit of hair, a little makeup, dress up a little bit. Now he's got everything. Now the media has to talk about WikiLeaks. The hoaxing media has to talk about collusion. See, this is all layers. So why isn't this getting done? Why? Because I'm the best in the business right now. I am the best in the business right now at public relations, at political activism. There's nobody right now in the game better than I am. And that isn't me bragging. That is just a fact. There's nobody right now better in the game than I am. That's why I come up with all these ideas that people have never thought of, because I'm just the best in the business. By the way, have you seen the book cover? Have you seen the new book cover? I got a new book coming out, 2 weeks, maybe 3, tops. MAGA Mindset, making you in America great again. Cialdini is no match. Cialdini ain't got shit on me. Cialdini uses Botox and has plastic surgery, which is fine if you're a woman. Here's where I reveal my sexism. Botox and a facelift if you're a woman, fine. If you're a man, you better be careful. Because if you get too much, you just look like an alligator, you know? Trump doesn't have much plastic surgery done, you notice that. Tony Robbins' looks pretty good, so it isn't an absolute rule. But Cialdini has had way too much plastic surgery. That might be a dick thing for me to say, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. So here's the book cover. MAGA Mindset. Making you in America great again. So MAGA Mindset is going to be a little bit different in that it isn't just a typical politics, blah, blah, blah book. It is a book about the media strategies that we're talking about, public relations strategies, how to create a news cycle that other people can't stop, how Trump creates news cycles, and then we talk about the mindset principles of Trump. Do you guys... I don't know. Do you guys want to hear the 10 Trump mindset principles? Do you want me to read a little excerpt from MAGA Mindset? It isn't out yet, so I might be costing myself sales. But if you want me to, I'll tell you a little bit. If you're lukewarm, I won't. It's up to you guys. So yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to bore you guys. But yeah, I'm going over all the edits and everything else. All right, so we'll go a little bit here, okay? Part three is the final mindset. So the way I have it structured is we talk about Trump's approach to mindset, and then we talk about my approach to mindset and how they kind of differ. So this is a Trump quote. Your belief generates the power, the skill, the energy to succeed in achieving your goals. Your belief. Let's start with this. It's only a sentence, but there's wisdom in only a sentence. Your belief generates the power, the skill, the energy to succeed in achieving your goals. Let's just unpack that. Your belief. Do you believe that this election matters? Do you believe it? Do you believe that this election matters? If you believe it, then you have more energy. It seems so simple, but people don't really analyze it on a deep conceptual level. The media tells you that your vote doesn't matter and that Trump won't win, because if you believe your vote doesn't matter, then you lose energy, right? Then you won't succeed. That's the whole point. So much of your life and what you do is just based on your belief. If you believe you're a loser, then you're not going to have any energy. If you believe what you're doing doesn't matter, you're not going to have any energy. You're not going to have any focus. You're not going to have any power. So people, that's what the media runs these psychological operations on people, is they tell you, oh, the polls, Trump is behind, you can't win, it's impossible odds. If you believe that, if you accept that as true in your reality, then you have no energy. Then you have no energy at all. But if you believe that you matter, if you believe that you're destined for greatness, if you believe that if you work hard and you'll be great, then you have more energy. So people always say, Mike, how can I have more energy? How can I do this? How can I have so much energy like you? And I'm like, guys, because I believe in myself, I believe that what I do matters. Now, a lot of people think that I'm a nut or whatever, but that doesn't matter to me. My belief is that what I do matters, that I'm making a difference in the world, that I'm making an impact on the world. That's what I believe. So when you have that belief, you have energy, you have focus, you have power, you build the skills you need to succeed. That is why the media, they don't want you to believe in yourself. The media wants you to believe, that you don't matter. They want you to be a nihilist. The media wants you to be a nihilist and just say nothing matters. So right now we have what I call above it all-itis. The national disease of America, especially people under 35. Above it all-itis. Well, I don't care about this. You know, who would care about that? I don't care about that. I don't care. Just because they want to think that they're just above it all. That's just nihilism. That's because the media in Hollywood has brainwashed you into thinking nothing matters. So then you're like, well, I'm just above it all. Who cares, you know? Why are we talking about this? This doesn't matter. I'm just above it all. But meanwhile, inside those people are hurting. They're isolated. They're alone. They don't have any energy. They don't have any power. They don't have any will. So they want to tell themselves that they're above it all because they're too afraid to believe in themselves. And they've been told to only believe in the government and to believe in the system. That's why the media wants Trump supporters to believe. If you believe that Trump won't win, will you vote? If you believe Trump has no chance at winning this election, will you vote? Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But you guys and me, data has shown this. Polling has shown we are the most enthusiastic people. Since the revolution, since the founding of America, since the Constitution, there has never been more people in any country in the history of the world with this much excitement, energy, enthusiasm every day. It's never happened. Other than, the revolution in America. It has never happened. Why? Because we believe that Trump is going to win. We believe that there's a bigger movement. We believe in what we're doing. So because of that, people have energy. People have so much energy. My only complaint with you guys and you girls, my only criticism of you is I'm like, man, you guys are like hitting me up too much. You're sending me too many articles. What a great problem to have. My biggest problem is that you're all so energetic that I don't know what the fuck to do with you. I can't contain you, I have people every day. Mike, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I have so much energy. And I'm like, well, man, if I were running the GOP, then I would have outlets for all this energy. So people now are so enthusiastic and so energetic and so powerful that I'm just like, man, you guys are like almost over. The haters aren't overwhelming me. My lovers are. Because I feel bad that I can't send you to do things, We have all these millions of people who are just hyped and excited, enthusiastic every day. That's why I do these Periscopes every day, at least talk to some people. And that's why, but the media, they want you to believe this isn't real. They want you to believe this isn't happening. So your belief generates the power, the skill, the energy to succeed in achieving your goals. That's what you got to believe. It starts with belief. And it works both ways. It works both ways, okay? What I mean by it works both ways is that there is a war on your mind. There is a battle for your mind right now. People tell you don't believe in yourself, you don't matter, nothing happens. Just roll over and get fucked by the globalists. I call them mind rapists. And a lot of people say that is they say that demeans rape, and I say actually the opposite. The media has raped the minds of hundreds of millions of people, causing countless suffering, causing countless murders and deaths and child molestations and abuse to people. The media has raped the minds of people. It is mind rape. It's nothing short of a violation of the mind. So you got to look at belief in two parts. Defense, offense. Defense is that the media every day is trying to rape your mind. They're trying to tell you that you don't matter. Go away. They even say that they close the comments. Don't ever read the comments. I say don't ever read the articles. The comments are where you find the truth. If you read Carlos Slim's blog at the New York Times or Jeff Bezos' blog at the Washington Post, you're not going to find any truth in the articles. The truth is in the comments. But the media will tell you, don't read the comments. No, don't read the articles, because they're trying to rape your mind and to make you not believe in yourself. So you can't let negative thoughts into your head. Also, you have to believe in yourself. So it's two parts. Offense, defense. Defense is keep away the mind rapists. Keep away the people who violate your minds and your thoughts. The positive belief, MAGA 3X. If you believe that we're going to have a revolution and we're going to take back our country, then you have energy, you have power, you have strength. You don't need marijuana, right? Belief. So we'll go over a few of the principles. The 10 principles. One is you got to think big, right? You got to think big. People criticize me all the time, Mike, you then, and then. You got to think big for your own life. Thinking big, of course, is it is always subjective. Thinking big doesn't mean that you have to want what other people want. I don't want what Donald Trump wants. I don't want to be the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar real estate empire. That would not be fun for me. Thinking big for me is right now, I have a dog asleep on my feet, and I have the freedom to just hang out with my dog and do periscopes. That is thinking big for me. So it's always relative. That's what people don't realize, is that people think that if you think big, you got to think for yourself, right? So if you're like, well, Donald Trump is a 10 billionaire with real estate thing, well, I'm not that, therefore, well, do you even want that? Because before you say you want something, know what it takes to get there and know what that entails. I don't want what Trump has, but I still think big because I want what I want, so you got to think big. 2 is you have to remember, imagination creates reality. So you imagine reality using visualization. People don't realize that your thoughts manifest your reality. Now, they don't necessarily manifest your realities to, like, I can't just say, phone lift up, right? There are still limits. But if you imagine yourself using visualization achieving great things, then you're going to achieve great things. Maybe not overnight, but it will happen. 3, last one. We'll read the rest of them later. 3, treat failure as preparation for success. People don't get this. Failure is preparation for success. People think that if the election is stolen from Trump, if the election is stolen from Trump on November 8th, people think it's over. People think that if Trump has the election stolen from him on November 8th, that November 9th is over. No! It's the beginning. How much have you learned over this past year? How much have I learned? I have learned, man, I've met so many amazing people, great men, great women, all ages, all races. I was never a very inclusive guy. If you read a lot of my old writing, I would even say, like, women shouldn't read me and, fuck everybody. I've become much more inclusive, as much as I hate the word, over the years, because I've just met so many great Americans who are committed to the same things. So I've met so many great people. So in a way, my writing has become more People say, well, your writing doesn't seem as mean as it used to be. Well, of course, because I've learned so much over this past year that I want to connect with more people. Okay? So how much have you learned this year? I've learned a ton. So if the election is stolen from Donald Trump, on November 9th, the Periscope isn't going to be me saying, well, I will not go quietly into the night. November 9th, you're not going to see me demoralized. November 9th, you're going to see me more hyped than ever. Because failure is preparation for success. Failure is not an endpoint. You fuck up today. So here's what people do. Remember we talked about belief. Belief and also your definition of yourself. People have a tendency to define themselves based on their lowest points in life. And the media tries to do that too. You know, even with the Billy Bush tapes. When Trump was saying all that nonsense or whatever, they try to make that look like that's how you define Trump. And you don't like that. But so many of you, and I used to do it too, you define yourself on the lowest point of your life. You make one mistake in life and you think, well, that's who I am. You know, but you got a fucking ton of life left. Right? Time doesn't wait for you. So you got to remember, principle 3, treat failure as preparation for success. So if Trump has the election stolen from November 8th, then I'm like, here's what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's what we're going to do to take over Congress in 2018. So you don't define, you're only a loser if you define yourself as a loser. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. So you can say, well, I fucked up, therefore I define myself as a fuck up. Or you can say, well, I fucked up, but I'm not going to define myself as a fuck up. I'm going to add that into my life experiences, my mindset. And because of that, I'm going to move forward to the next part of my life. So it's the same thing. It's how you define yourself, the beliefs you have in yourself. And most people define themselves on the lowest point of your life. That's the big problem people have is we all have low points in your life and people try to define themselves by their low points. That's a choice you make. You don't have to define yourself in the lowest point of your life. You don't have to. Define yourself however you want to define yourself. So that's principle 3. We'll go over the other 10. We'll go over the other 10 later. We can go over the other 10. We'll go or the other 7. But yeah, we're going to have this bad boy out a couple weeks. MAGA mindset, making America and making you great again. It's going to be out soon. A lot of people said, Mike, the cover, it makes it look like a graphic novel. I like to take risks. I don't want another boring, basic-ass Trump book with Trump's face on the cover. I don't want a book with my face on the cover. As handsome as I may be, I want this. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's ever written a book on politics and mindset. Ever. And they've never had a cover like that. That's what I like to do. That is my mindset. Is I like to do things that other people aren't doing. I like to do what other people aren't doing. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com. Gorilla Mindset. You can buy the Gorilla Mindset already. So if you want, you can go to Amazon.com and buy Gorilla Mindset in audio, paperback, or Kindle, or all 3. A lot of people have all 3. So this is Gorilla Mindset. Read the Gorilla Mindset. And then after you've read Gorilla Mindset in a couple weeks, maybe 2 or 3, then you could read MAGA Mindset. All right, thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com. Gorilla Mindset. Find it on Amazon. MAGA Mindset coming soon.